In the year 1985, the movies warned us we were gonna have a very, very Cold War Christmas. First, Rocky Balboa brought the nations together by defeating Ivan Drago through a swift right hook of patriotism and montages. But let's not forget that when communists took over America, specifically Florida, we had to rely solely on the firepower of Chuck Norris and an impressive explosion budget. Chuck was the only man who could save our Mall Santa villages, given how the Wolverines were on a much-needed vacation after they saved the country in 1984. So with Invasion U.S.A., we get one of the most canon movies to ever canon. Fresh off the success of Missing in Action, Chuck Norris was put under a 6-film contract with Cannon, this being the first of that contract. And he even had a co-writing credit on it, along with his brother Aaron, and Chuck got the inspiration after reading an article about possible terrorists living in the United States who could be weaponized by the Soviets. Oof, Highlights magazine had some weird articles in the 80s. This also reunited Norris with Missing in Action director Joseph Zito, plus co-writer James Bruner, and composer Jay Chataway and cinematographer Joao Fernandez also worked on Missing in Action. Plus Fernandez shot the other Joseph Zito masterpiece, Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. And I say it's about damn time we got to this movie. I'm all for any movie that came about from Chuck Norris reading an article about terrorism and saying, you know, I could probably take him.
I'm watching my video. I'm watching my video. Oh, watching my video. Sure looks good to me.
This movie knows that all I want for Christmas is one thing. All movies to open with that logo. This'll start out calmly enough, just a quiet morning at sea, with refugees heading to the States, and well, the one with the Waldo shirt may stick out a little. Just 30 more hours, son, and we'll be sneaking margaritas into Disney World to throw up on the teacups in no time. Clearly, they're a little too trustworthy. Seems like the Coast Guard. There's the American flag, but wait, this screams henchmen, and their captain is Richard Lynch, one of the actors you get in the 80s for you to say, yep, Russian villain. Even his welcome is sinister.
Bienvenido a los Estados Unidos.
Seems legit. Only thing that would give his evil plan away is if his sidekick were Klaus Kinski. Oh, and then this happens. This gives you a taste of how carried away they're gonna get with the gunfire, when even the villain is like, whoa, tone it down. It's too powerful, boss. You're like, jeez, how do I stop this crazy thing? On the plus side, Lynch now has possession of the Cross of Coronado to put it in a museum. And whoa, hey, they got enough coke now for the Golden Globus rap party. It snorts a line and cuts right to the title. Okay, and we're off, I guess. Now we meet our hero, former CIA agent Matt Hunter, the kind of name that implies he goes out like this every morning to fetch his newspaper. He's been out here for hours looking for any and all alligators to punch in the face. We're in safe hands here. That's Eddie Jones. We got the chief from Chud on the case. And about every other cop movie of the time. He was also in Prince of the City and Year of the Dragon. The movie was almost gonna have Whoopi Goldberg in it too. Chuck Norris was gung-ho about getting Goldberg to play the reporter, Dahlia McGuire, only Joseph Zito vetoed the idea, which caused such a heavy dispute that Norris didn't want to work with him again. The closest we'd get to a collaboration would be a double feature of Top Dog and Theodore Rex. Good thing the gorillas were good at covering their tracks. By that I mean, we'll just leave the dead guardsmen whose identities we stole in a room somewhere. No one will find them. As for Matt, wow, I was right. This was Matt Hunter's plan for the morning. That gator will thank them for being put in a cage for his protection against Norris. As for Soviet operative Mikhail Rostov, taking over the country can wait when you've got a room key at Hooker Central. How do we make these guys clearly more evil? Have them do some dealings with Billy Drago. And to the hell is Tom Cruise the Terminator? Despite Rostov's dislike for the U.S., he is on board with our just say no policy. Yeah, you were bound to get some glass stuck up your nose at some point. Rostov doesn't even need a gun for some overkill. Why? Look, it's a canon film and we've got a window in a scene. Someone's gonna get thrown out of it. See you tomorrow, Colonel. I'll have a fresh new set of windows put up for you. I just realized that Matt Hunter hasn't even had a line yet.
Fried, steamed, barbecue, your choice.
God, I'm sick of frogs.
Alright, enough of that scene. He doesn't like eating frogs. That's all I need to know about him as a character. We've got a scene from a slasher movie to get to. I love Joe Zito movies because even when he does an action film, there's still some shots where you're like, yep, definitely from the director of The Prowler and Friday the 13th, The Final Chapter. There's even a jump scare. Dude, you're not wearing a hockey mask, Matt. You could have just answered the door. Anyway, will you come out of retirement for us?
We believe Rostov is in the country.
You should let me kill him when I had the chance.
They're talking like this is a sequel to a movie that doesn't exist. 80s action movies like this one are very successful at making me not know exactly what's going on, but I'm not confused. Like, okay, Rostov is gonna ambush Tony Montana's mansion. That checks out. We already know he hates cocaine. Ooh, the showdown between him and Hunter at the end is gonna be epic.
Not this time, Rostov.
How did you get there? Did I skip ahead an hour into the film? I feel like I'm missing so much.
It's time to die.
Okay, is he also a cyborg? Here's another thing that makes it feel like a horror film. A fake out dream sequence, really? I wouldn't put it past this flick to have Chuck Norris kill the bad guy in his sleep. I like that even in his dream, he knew that Chuck Norris would prefer kicking him in the face than just shooting him. This guy is planning a destabilization of an entire country through chaos and fear, but it's one retired CIA agent that's making him sweat bullets more than the military. At this point, he doesn't even know if Matt Hunter is after him. He just wants to divert attention into making sure Hunter isn't a problem. You seem very distracted, sir. I feel like we should focus more on civil unrest and crippling the government. Perhaps you could easily distract him by just sending him a chainsaw in the mail. He'll be chopping wood out there all day. Or, send a team after him. He already turned down coming out of retirement. If you show up and bother him, that's gonna make him come after you. Rostov has an ace up his sleeve. What? Charles Bronson? Two Chucks fighting it out once and for all. My God, how's he gonna get out of this one? Crap, they took out fake Bronson. Rostov doesn't have a chance now. Look at this. He's so immune to being taken out that an explosion just gave him a safe and kindly push out the window to safety. Maybe you idiots could have done this in the middle of the night, assuming he even does sleep. Do we check to see if he's dead, Colonel? No time for that now. We gotta get these airboats back to the rental company ASAP. Our American takeover is expensive enough as it is. We don't need any late fees on top of that. This is one of those movies where the bad guys probably could have gotten away with it if they didn't do an unnecessary side mission to kill the hero's friend, where Matt already wants to set things on fire. Sure, one way or another we gotta end every scene with fire. No! What if your shack burns down? Anyway, can't visit America without getting yourself a hot dog, even if you are trying to invade the country.
America has not been invaded by a foreign enemy in nearly 200 years.
Like hell, we were getting invaded in every other movie in the 80s. If we weren't getting killed by Cubans or Soviets, it was from shark attacks or slasher killers. I say that because this is another scene shot like I'm watching a horror movie. Why is Rostov's right-hand man Nico a voyeur now? Should he be holding a machete? Oh, they can make it weirder than him just taking out the horny couple on the beach. Look what happens next.
What in the world has she got on?
Liberace's underwear.
And he had to clear the beach while the gorillas arrive. Was he in communication with them? Like, hold off, man, hold off. We got a couple making out with each other. We don't want anyone to see us. They're not done with those dead bodies yet. Jeez, the invaders are just flat out rude. I don't think the beach couple would have been any threat to you. Apparently, they made their way to the beach without noticing any of the semi-trucks waiting for the terrorists to drive all through America and cause mayhem. Hunter is now ready to jump into the mission once he himself has a delicious hot dog.
I'll take the assignment. But remember, I work alone.
Alright, we're done here. This is Cut to the Chase, the movie. It's a Cliff Note version of scenes from Missing in Action. Is he even wearing the same clothes? And like in Missing in Action, there's the character of a female reporter he catches eyes with. The really random pacing of this actually made me forget that it's set during Christmas. It's got a very episodic feel to it, so we're at the Christmas episode now. I'm assuming they're wanting to destroy the neighborhood because there's two other young people getting it on. Forget the terrorists. Why are these two hooking up while the kids play outside? That means they were naughty this year, and Santa's gonna shoot coal right into the stockings. Jesus Christ! By the way, they're blowing up real houses here. This was a real neighborhood that was already going to be demolished to build an airport runway extension. So to speed that up a little, they thought, hey, you could just let us blow them all up for a sweet Chuck Norris film. Oh God, no one saw this coming. He didn't give us the common courtesy of screaming Garbage Day first. Let's take a break so they can sing in front of the Yule log that's still on fire.
May all your days be merry and bright, bringing home best wishes for this special season and the year ahead. Happy holidays from HBO.
We're back, and as Dahlia continues reporting on dancing, I guess, I don't know. Why am I watching what looks like a Cuban remake of Footloose? Oh shit, Officer Horseshack is having none of these shenanigans. Your first clue should have been that these cops obviously work for Cobra Commander. God damn, their plan is structured like a series of vignettes, where they just confuse people more than scare them.
Why?
Your guess is as good as mine, lady. This part's pretty funny when the actual cops show up and they're like, oh no, we're not falling for that one again. You get the hell out of here and let us get back to our mambo competition. Thank God you saved them, Matt. He knows where to look. He's peeked into Rostov's dreams. Where are the most hookers in town? No, you've taken a wrong turn. You accidentally rolled into Exterminator 2. That's a different canon film. He'll continue the mission as he follows the 80s action movie rule of getting into at least one bar fight with a rando.
You want to run that by me again? That's okay. I think I get it.
Okay, we got that altercation out of the way. Now it goes to the scene where he meets an old friend for help. You'll be the M. Emmett Walsh of the film. Or the scene. This character's only in one scene. How do these two even know each other?
You know, you never had any patience, Hunter.
You only for saving your ass in South America.
Word. What is that? Another previous movie that doesn't exist? Wrap up this conversation quick. The news is telling us that their rudeness will travel quick and with a fancy ride. Assholes! But as Miami Vice villain number 352 gets his fix for the day, oh, now the Prowler shows up.
Beat it.
Quick, just tell him where Rostov is before he tears the place apart with badass lines.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Dang, that was pretty cool, S.A. Carry on. Why even ask who this guy is? He knows information, so he's important to the, story, for lack of a better word. Just don't irritate, Matt.
You're beginning to irritate me.
That checks out. His foot does most of the emoting. Who is causing more terror here? Rostov and Hunter are both leaving explosions in their wake.
Tell Rostov. It's time to die.
I'm sure that guy will be fine. Because there was a window in a car nearby to destroy instead. Meanwhile, in A Christmas Story, this kid is gonna ask for a Red Ryder BB gun that comes with grenades and shoots your eye and entire face out. Is he one of the villains too?
You little brat.
Damn right he is. America is taken over by random gum attacks. That's impossible to scrape off the windshield. The way this movie is going, I'm half expecting the villains to be stopped by the Blues Brothers randomly crashing through for a car chase. I like that he gift wrapped the bomb too, in the hopes a good Samaritan would bring it back to him. What is it, a wacky comedy now? He's running away from the guy who's trying to give him the bomb back, to where they go to Plan B and just shoot everyone. The tip that Hunter got for this put him in the right place at the right time. Like with the neighborhood destruction, here's a case where they really did tear apart a mall. The mall was already planning on being rebuilt, so why not drive some cars through it? They also got some extra funding through the producer, Menachem Golan, and when the director got a call from him, he was worried that the budget was gonna be cut, but Golan loved the dailies and insisted on more budget being added to it. I want to see Chuck Norris play chicken with a truck, damn it. Why did you dodge him? He's on foot. To be fair, though, crashing through the window seemed to hurt the truck more than it did Chuck Norris. And what's Dahlia doing there, too? Get in here, you'll be my sidekick now. Arnold Schwarzenegger got a sidekick from a mall action scene, so why not me? The real star of the scene is this poor girl, clutching onto the truck the whole time. It's a nice little touch that they added to the chase that isn't necessary, but it is hilarious. Right along with this suddenly turning into a Nissan commercial. It is dangerous being an extra here. Cut it out! We're trying to play a game over here! This is not the kind of movie that you want to be a car commercial because they're all easily explodable. Yeah, they were gonna spontaneously explode anyway. Let's get out of here. And Rostov's main attention is still on wiping out Hunter. Sure, the informant gave away the mall plan, but the bomb still went off and a lot of people still died. The only thing that changed really is that that girl was saved. No, she's the one I wanted dead the most. See, look, martial law has already been declared. That's all you need to know about that. What, is it the previous night already? Have you been driving around for 24 hours? He'll keep looking till someone challenges him to a fight. Yes, mirror frame sunglasses. That's definitely someone evil.
You have any ID?
Yeah.
Sorry, it's expired. Actually, he says something else badass.
Do you like talking?
Oh,
I didn't think so.
Oh, now what if that was actually important information? How about you, Timothy Busfield? You want to talk?
He's in the field, leading the operations.
I'm listening.
I knew it. His next target is the Coca-Cola plants. It's getting everyone back to church, though. Estes Perkel's anti-commie fear-mongering was right all along. Help us, Estes, please. This is almost an Estes Perkel movie. It is a series of scenes of people dying horribly from a hostile takeover. He is the one who will save us.
Go on.
See, the Lord has protected Estes, and by the Lord, I mean Chuck Norris.
Didn't work, huh? Yeah, it will.
He's just like Jesus. Oh, what's happening now? Damn, when I finish writing a note, we're already on to the next set piece. This time, Matt automatically knows that they'll try wiping out protesters in the streets. Where here we get to see his greatest power yet. The power of teleportation. He'll have all the backup he needs. Look, Rousdower is lending a hand. Let's take another break while the movie becomes a summer camp film now. My latest book, Skinamax, is now available for pre-order on Amazon, with the release date being December 5th on ebook, paperback, and hardcover. You can pre-order your copy of the ebook edition by clicking the link in the comments and in the description. We're back to our bus trip sing-along. Well, the writers must have rewatched Dirty Harry recently. Let's do the bus scene from that film. Only if Scorpio were a terrorist group with explosives and still continuing to be dickheads. And how does no one on the bus see them do this? They're not exactly subtle with their plans. Not that the word subtle has any frickin' place in this film. The bad guys should know by now that no matter what they try doing, Hunter's Cold War sense will tingle and he'll be right there on the spot. Thank you! Matt is so powerful he's gonna eat that bomb like a sandwich before returning it because they forgot the mayonnaise. What if that was the wrong car? We've moved on from Dirty Harry, and now it's Sudden Impact. We're gonna have some action in a carnival. Or not. Damn, I was too late, and I finally won enough tickets to get a bootleg stuffed Heathcliff. Matt assures him he will find Rostov. I believe him. I'm surprised he hasn't magically stumbled upon him already. See? He's at home watching TV. Or I hope this is the news and is just what's going on outside. He and Matt have the same taste in films. Kind of a missed opportunity here to make this an inside joke and have them watching the 1952 Invasion U.S.A. Why are the cops surrounding him? He's just trying to have a quiet night for once.
We gotcha.
I think you're focusing on the wrong guy. You've got terrorists walking the streets.
Nobody. But nobody is beyond the law.
That's nice. You know, a burger chef is probably getting blown up somewhere. It's all part of his master plan. He knows that Rostov is obsessed with him, so he goes on television to threaten him, knowing that Rostov is dumb enough to once again put his plan on hold to get Hunter, even though Matt's been arrested and really wouldn't be a threat to him anymore if he just let him be and not fall for his obvious trap. But I guess the villains are as good at sneaking up on people as Hunter is. Damn, did they really blow up that guy? This is so chaotic that I just realized we're in Georgia now, with video game henchmen. Guys, what are you shooting at? I could see this also being an alien invasion film. They're betting on the guerrillas being like a hive mind. If we take out Rostov, the rest will fall. With one icy cold stare. Oof, I don't want to see that walking towards me. Maybe I should have saved this firepower for more than one random guy. This movie is completely and utterly batshit. In all the best ways. I can see why critics didn't like it. The pacing is a bit off. It is just a lightly strung together series of set pieces. There was a lot of editing that went on to take out some of the side stuff and focus more on action, which is really all the movie is. But it is so over the top in its action that it's in no way, shape, or form boring. It made money at the box office, probably because it gives you what it promises. Chuck Norris himself stopping a communist invasion, a man more powerful than every branch of the military. It was so crazy that even Chuck Norris said, yeah, maybe we went a little too far with this one. But if Norris is even saying it's a little much, then you're in for a good time. They wanted to do a sequel to it, which became the 1986 film Avenging Force, but Norris turned it down, so instead Michael Dudikoff played a character with the same name, Matt Hunter. Personally, I wish we had gotten a crossover with Ken Wall and The Taking of Beverly Hills. And with its climactic office setting, how come more people don't watch this at Christmas along with Die Hard? It helps Matt that the henchmen are dumb enough to think that surprising him at the door will work. Oh man, we thought for sure that'd take him out. Go with Rostov's idea, just wildly shoot everywhere. That's what everyone outside is doing. But beware, Matt will magically appear out of nowhere. Damn it, I knew I should have gotten my peripheral vision checked before I started this mission. See, he only needs to kick him over some desks before he goes back to his teleportation powers again. I think the twist should be that Hunter has been a ghost this entire time, haunting his old enemy Rostov. Oh, he'll take care of this when he appears like Michael Myers with a rocket launcher. Yeah, U.S.A! U.S.A! Oh, that's the end, by the way. Rostov is dead, the enemy army surrenders, and we're good. Nothing more to add. Time to go home now. What a movie. My God. It prepared me for when I get to another Christmas-ish movie later in the season that you might have heard of called Cobra.